I don't know why, but these last, I guess, a good amount of months now, the live stream cuts off here and there. Tried with both mobiles, tried with both applications I have, and it still cuts off the connection. I had never had any problem with that in the past, of it just cutting off. So must be something in regards of YouTube, as far as I can gather. I don't think it's in regards of my mobile thing, but it's very annoying. Anyway, so the second source we have in regards to the name Jehovah is in regards of, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go, I think. Ginsburg edition, the Masorab, paragraph 117, line 15. No, a thing. And actually, I did find the source, the book. I had a debate or dialogue, I guess more like a debate with a Jewish believer. Although he did believe, but he had some weird things going on. And so I asked him, he believed that this, in regards of Ginsburg and all that, that wasn't true and all that. He said he was, and he had looked in, and he had the source, and he had looked and blah 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 and all that. Well, I had been looking for this material from Ginsburg, so I couldn't verify the information. There wasn't really a reason to doubt the information, but now this scholarly Jew is saying that the source doesn't exist and all that. Well, then I tried again to see if I could find the specific books. And I'd given this Jew, the exact place and all that, and he said it wasn't there, and this was a thing that people used. That I can't remember what we were talking about. I guess it must have been the name of Jehovah. We were talking about different things, but yeah, in regards to the name, it must have been. So it's a long time. So. But anyway, I did find the sources from Ginsburg after some research or some searching around. It had come up on this wonderful portal that I use sometimes, which has free books, and someone had uploaded the thing from Ginsburg. So I downloaded it, and I looked and found the information exactly where it should. Oh yeah, I recall, actually I had the page number as well given to this guy. So I gave him the page number, I gave him the paragraph, or whatever it's called, 107 and 15 and all that. I gave him everything, and he told me it's not there, this is a lie, this is and so but anyway, I got I got the book, downloaded it, and found it exactly where it said it was. And this is in regards of Ginsburg, and he uses the name Jehovah as well. If you look up in regards to the name of God, he's using the same name in regards of Jehovah. Although I can't recall if he uses the H at the last part or not, but in the Hebrew the H is there, and I think we should write it with an H at the last bit, according to the Hebrew. But anyway, he found 134 places where the Savarim, the Hebrew scribes, alter the divine name Jehovah to Adonai. He also has in regards to where they changed Elohim or Jehovah to Elohim. To these may be added the following, where Elohim was treated in the same way, Jehovah changed to Elohim. And he has a couple of those as well. But anyway, he was a scholar. He used, I think it was a huge amount of time on and I can't remember when he lived, but that's Ginsburg. I think it was called Christian Ginsburg. I think he changed his name as well to Christian, when he became a Christian. Although I don't know all the, and I can't remember everything. Christian Calc, I think, did the same thing. I guess to praise Christ. To lift up Christ in regards of Christian. Anyway. So that's two sources in regards to the name Jehovah, old sources. Now, of course, we have all the Western sources as well, finding the name of God on the Danish coin, on the Swedish armor, and such things. You can find a lot of Western stuff in regards of Jehovah. You can find the name on different places in Denmark, and so forward. Even the satanic Freemasons seem to also know the name of Jehovah. So anyway, we also have Catholic sources talking about that they're using the name Jehovah, and they the Roman Catholic Maniac Institution has this doctrine of not using the name of God either, and seen at least one source saying, they're using the name Jehovah, and that's something we shouldn't do. The Jews themselves don't want to use the name of Jehovah, spoken out loudly. They have their traditions as well, whether it comes from Rome or the other way around. They both have these bullshit traditions of not using the name. And it's bullshit, that's not going to work out. Anyway, so that's two sources. Then, of course, the Jews still know the name of God. They just don't use it, and they don't speak it out loudly. Some say you are allowed to say it in your mind, but you're not allowed to speak it out loudly. You have, I had a little psalm book where they had corrected all the places with the right nikuts. All three nikuts was placed there. The only place that there seems to be some problems is in regards to the prefixes. I don't know, it's a long time since I've seen the book. It's it's a very small book, and it's somewhere, I think. But I haven't seen it for, I don't know where it is in the, it's somewhere. Should be somewhere at least. It's the same thing with my earplugs that I can't find at the moment. I think I might have lost them someplace, but I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. But it's very annoying because they're pretty nice. Anyway, so that was two sources. Then we have 16 Jewish sources from Nehemiah. Nehemiah found 16 sources, Jewish sources, talking about the names. I think I've read all of them. Some of them you can get by Michael Root's ministry, where he talks about some of the sources. Michael Root talks with Nehemiah on those sources. And the other sources is on his website, but you have to donate to get in. I did that, but I was also thrown out again. Maybe I was too Christian in my ways, or maybe I was a little persistent in regards of asking questions. I was wanting wanted one specific thing in regards of answers in regards to the prefix of Jehovah at that moment. Because it's interesting, if we know that it's Jehovah, many years ago, if we, researching and all that, well, if we know that the name is Jehovah, well, then Hebrew has specific rules in regards to the prefix. And thereby, Nehemiah was leading people astray by using false nikuts in the beginning. Anyway, and I did a lot of research. I made a document as well. I also sent it to Nehemiah. By the way, the coin that he coined, that you could get by donation, he made after I sent him the Danish coin in regards of So I don't know if he used or if he already knew about it, but in any case, not that it matters really. It's nice to see that he actually remade it. I don't like the thing of so-called donating to get something. That's not donating, it's buying something. But anyway, making people to donate something because they want the coin. They didn't really want to donate, but they wanted the coin, and thereby they donate, so-called donate. I don't like this. Donation is done when you give something and don't expect anything back. You just you think, okay, this is great. I want to support whatever and all that. It's not to get something. And that you have different Christian nominations where they do it like this, and I don't really. Anyway, so he has found 16 Jewish sources on this, because this was the biggie, because they were saying that, well, this is a Western invention. No, it's not a Western invention. The Jews are using the name as well in regards of Jehovah. So 16 sources from Nehemiah. I don't have the sources at hand. He was making a book on it, as far as I recall. He made the first book in regards of Jehovah, and then it was said that he was making another book. And as far as I recall, those sources was to be in that book. But I don't know if he ever got around to finishing the book or releasing the book. I haven't heard. Yeah, well, it's hard to follow along everything anyway. But yeah, I made the document, which I don't know where it's at the moment, in regards of where I took all the difficult prefixes of the name of God and fixed it according to the rules of Hebrew. So, Jehovah, Behovah, Lihovah, and then some of those where there was multiple prefixes, if I recall correctly. I can't remember where the document is. It's somewhere probably, but I don't think I've lost it. Hopefully, but anyway. But the thing is, there are some rules when you have a yod and you have a yod shava, and then it becomes the I sound. I remember talking to a Jew about it, and when I talked to her, she was absolutely in agreement with the rules of Hebrew. She absolutely did understand me what I was saying. I can't remember if she was a Christian or anything like that, but she was. I recall talking to another Jew as well. It's hard to remember. It's many years ago. It's many years ago since you went in to study all these things. But anyway, 16 sources from Jewish sources. You can find them in regards to Nehemiah. One Danish Jew, and then we have Ginsburg. I don't know where he came from, but that's two. A scholar Jew and a theologian Jew. So that's two biggies, in the past, using the name Jehovah, both being Jews, not having this problem in regards of how to pronounce it or anything like that. They just, it's Jehovah, In regards to the name of Yeshua, again, you can find people, you can look into the phone book of Jews, and you can find, they usually spell it with a Y in the beginning and E, and Yeshua, right? I would spell it differently in the Latin letters to be, Yeshua, so. But anyway, because that's a Serei, not a Shava, but a Serei Nikud in regards of Yeshua. So you get this Yeshua, So anyway, like Jehovah, you have Jehovah, right? Jehovah. But Jehovah has like Ye Ye, Shiva, Yod Shiva, but Yeshua has Yod Sere. So you get a different form of pronunciation. Jehovah, Yeshua. Anyway. So I got into all this name nonsense again because I hit into some people, and one of them called me Satan, because I was standing up for the name of Jehovah and denying the name of Yahuah, and some of the other nonsense things and all that. And so before he banned me, which actually I had 2 people in the name movement ban me, thinking about it, I guess actually I did get some, it's many years ago, but you do get into some conflict when it's something that seems to be so important for people in regards to the name, and so it's hard to, but I was believing myself that the name was Yahuah in the past, I guess a long time ago, but I was running along and also promoting this Yahuah nonsense. But then looking at the evidence and, in regards of and, I just had to accept that was not true, And again, you have so many different people with so many different ideas on the name. And of course, Yahuah is one of them more popular ones, if not the most popular. Well, you have Yahweh as well, which is also pretty popular. No, so anyway, anyway, you have 16 sources from different places, from Nehemiah Gordon. You have, Christian Calger from Denmark, translating the whole Bible before the Jehovah's Witnesses, talking about it in the front words, never a question in regards to how to pronounce the name. The only question was, should we actually put it in there or not, Christian Ginsburg, a scholar. I think he used like 30 years or something like that, on the Bible and research. Maybe maybe more. I can't remember. I might be wrong on the information, but he used a long time, researching things, looking into things. As far as I recall, it was before computers and all that. So, but he found that these variations, that there was variations in the Hebrew manuscripts as well in regards to the name of God. So he was digging into these things. The Jews themselves know the name of Jehovah. I had a Jew at Abraham's hostel while we were talking about. And by the way, if you wanna be on any place in Israel, the Abraham hostels are the best. There are 3 of them in the land. And although the Nazareth is the smallest, then you have Tel Aviv. That's the most, new age, hostel of them. And then you have the Jerusalem hostel. So that's 3 places. But they're pretty cheap. They have you have food. If you are, in a dorm, you can. It's not that expensive. It's pretty cheap, and you get the food in the morning where you can eat as much as you want. So that's pretty good. So overall, that was at least the best places I could find in regards to things. But yeah, the one of the Jews I talked to, we talked about the name of Jehovah and all that, and he all of a sudden was like, he said the name, and he was like, "There, I said it," like being somewhat a little proud of actually saying it out loud, and it was like, it's like this weird odd thing and all that, but he said it, and he was like, "There, I said it," It was like, okay, yeah. And I had multiple Jews come over to me and say that we don't say the name of of Jehovah in Israel, because I had it on my T-shirt and all that, spelled out, not in just Hebrew letters when they could, but in English. And of course, I would just go to Route 24. And I remember one of the times that I did it, and this Jew, I think it was an Orthodox Jew, he just crumbled together when I said the name twice, and then they walked away. That was one guy, and then another guy. One guy having the big gun and all that. Some of those goes with guns and all. But it becomes pretty, in some sense, normal to and Jews, for the most part, as far as my experience goes, usually mostly want to talk about things and not just throw rocks at you. But anyway, you might get into some trouble, I'm sure, if you begin to preach a little too hard in regards of Yeshua and all that. But in any case, yeah. But yeah, so I can't remember all the episodes in regards of this. I just it's beginning to, the longer times goes and the harder it is to recall everything. I remember, reaching out for Route 24, because I heard this thing in regards to it's only the high priest and all that, that is allowed to say the name of God and blah blah blah, Anyway, anything else? Oh yeah, I just heard that this guy died a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, I guess. Alan Horvath, or however you pronounce it. He's reading in regards of the Torah. I still think that these are the best versions of the Torah. Although when I wrote to Hallelujah Scriptures, which also is one of the Bibles that I've been using a lot this is my Hallelujah Bible, fixed with some tape. But yeah, it's absolutely one of those I've used a lot. But I asked them if they could make a version of Jehovah in regards to the Torah, because they already have two different versions, one with Yahuah and then they have the other one with Yahweh. And so they should have everything cut up already to put in the name of Jehovah. They seem to be the exact same thing in regards of the reading, except that they changed the name of Jehovah and put it in there. So I was thinking maybe they could do the same with Jehovah. In any case, they're kind of, attacking me. If I ever recall correct, the mail that came back was not so nice in regards of asking about it. They were actually pretty, as far as I recall, somewhat angry about me suggesting making a Jehovah version. And I recall writing back that it wasn't because, it was because it was the best version, that I wanted, a Jehovah version that would, I don't know. It's just odd that, all this promotion of a false name, and looking into it, I found, in regards of Lew White was another one I remember many years ago, and then I recall seeing his pagan satanic shop with all these, the Eye of Ra and all these pagan things in the store and all that. That was kind of a, turn off in some sense. And he's one of those that also promotes this name nonsense. So then I found I was just looking, again, after talking to some of these guys in regards to the names, and one of them was quoting from Lew White's Bible and attacking me and saying I was of the the devil and or Satan, or he banned me afterwards, so I can't see the exact words, but it was something of that nature, that I was of the devil and all that. And so I looked just into in regards of Lew White again, just shortly, and I found another guy that was looking into Lew White. And one of the things that this guy had found, now many of the things you could, is like, Bob, but one of the things that this guy had found was really in one of his books in regards of Lew White. Now I don't have the book myself, so I can't confirm it. But really, why would the guy lie about it? There's no reason to lie about it. So he opens up the book in regards of Mohammedanism, I think it is, and he opens it up, and he where the picture of Lew White is, and it says that Lew White is educated by the Jesuit Illuminati. And I'm like, okay. It's like, what? So that is what is written in the front of the book, educated by the Jesuit Illuminati. Now, if you know anything about the Jesuit, the Jesuits are part of the Counter-Reformation. They are the devil's soldiers. So then everything makes much more sense as well. Just another piece for the puzzle. Oh, it's getting cold and it's snowing a little. I don't know if it's well laid down, but somewhat a little snow. Oh yeah. And sorry about my voice. I'm still somewhat a little hit by things. So that's just interesting that Lew White would write that he's educated by the Jesuit Illuminati. Pretty much just another nail in the coffin for. So he's one of those that promotes this name nonsense, and of course we have others. What was the other guy that? I think he might also have promoted the name nonsense. No, I can't. No, I think actually he was more honest. He has a video, remember? Jeff A. Benner, the ancient Hebrew language and alphabet. But I can't remember if he. I think he more likely, so in kind of he doesn't know, if I recall correctly. Because this has been a huge topic in regards to the name. What is the true name, right? And I wanted to know as well, what is the name of God, Of course, Yeshua is Jehovah, and he's the one that we are saved by, But anyway, you want to stand in truth, right? Instead of lies. And if you find out that you have been deceived and something is wrong, you should be turning around, right? And drop what you believe and stand in truth, If you find out that something is wrong, you should be willing to turn around. But yeah, it's other weird doctrines that seems to get together with this is like that the month is beginning at full moon. Well, that's the month begins at the new moon, the new moon begins the month, the new month, is that too, it's just, any case, and this other doctrine that the tabernacle actually was like a round thing with a sundial thing and all that. And this is one of the flat earthers that also promotes this, that has also just died. I have one response from him, although my video, refuting this flat earth nonsense, I think I actually made 2 videos. I was really digging into it. But both of them has been lost because of YouTube deleting my channel. I do still have the response from that guy. It's on my Facebook because okay, he used his time to respond. Then okay, fan square. I actually also put it on the video. Just so to show both sides. And things. That's great. It's okay. I don't have a problem with it. If but I can't remember the name of this guy, but he just died, and I just don't, we know that there are Roman agents out there, so it's hard to figure out if people are doing it on purpose or if they're just, naively deceived, and who knows, it's hard to figure out. So you eat the meat and spit out the bones. You can always find issues with people, and there will always be something you don't that you don't agree with. Yeah. So Alan Horvath, oh, how you spell it? I thought he was. I just found out that he's dead, and then that's really sad. I thought he was still. As far as I recall, last time I looked into Alan Horvath was that he talked about getting off YouTube and going somewhere else. That's the last time I remember really, following, seeing things from the guy, because, all this name things and all that, yeah. You have all the biblical names being changed into a different sound, and if you look into Hebrew, you will see it's not Yahuah, it's Jehovah when it's prefix. It's Yah or Yahuah when it's suffix. It's just anyway. So what was the guy? Is he a flat Earth guy dead? Something of that. What is it called? No, that's not Mike Huge. I can't remember his name, but he was one of those really known and really promoting this flat Earth thing. I was talking about that the satellites wasn't true and all that, and a lot of things, and I did a lot of digging into. You can get applications where you can see the rockets being. I think it's like 2 rockets firings every single week, and you can follow them. You have the satellites which you can follow. You have applications that, what was they called? You had these specific satellites where if you went outside and there wasn't any, clouds, you could actually follow these satellites. They would glare. They were called something I can't remember, but when I was doing it, it seems like they were being taken out of duty. So there was less and less of those, and you also wanted the satellites with the biggest flare, and you could set that up in the application. So so every time there was a biggie satellite flare come by, you could prepare yourself. And many times in Denmark you had clouds, but it was pretty fun anyway to follow the satellites. You could also follow the SS, what is it called, the space station. What was the SSI? Yeah, SSI I think it's called, or something like that. And you can follow that on the sky as well. It glows as well. But yeah, there was these specific satellites. You could also do this radio thing. There was some radio satellites up there. I didn't try that, but anyway. So I was doing a lot of, you wasting a lot of time on this, or whatever you want to call it. Looking into things and applications, sky applications, researching things, and the interesting thing when you hit into flat earthers, they will say, well, one of the excuses they will say, well, you just didn't you didn't research the topic enough. That's why you don't believe that it's flat. And if you look on my Facebook, that's just entirely not true. You can see how much time I used on researching this nonsense, because I didn't really care either way. If it's flat, it's flat. If it's round, it's round. So I didn't really have anything put into the thing. But you just take the thing of the northern thing and the southern thing, and you have the stars going around it. I can't remember which direction, but like this or this or whatever. It's like you're both just going around. And I guess it's not the last flat earther I talked with, but one of the flat earthers that contacted me. And it's like he wanted to talk to me, and I'm like, in regards to the flat earth, I don't want to. But you found out that he was pretty much only there to just promote this flat earth nonsense on me. And I'm like, I had enough of it, I had enough of it. And I told him, you have the northern place and you have the southern place, and taking, showing him some images of it and all as well. And you know what he told me? He told me it's the same spot. Because in their flat earth model, there's only one spot, and thereby there can't be two, because if there's two, then the earth can't be flat, So maybe there's two places, because it's round, maybe, just maybe. Anyway. It just gets tiring, tedious. So anyway, so you have a lot of these things collected together, where people just run with. But I'm just when seeing Liu White, and he talks about having being educated by the Jesuit Illuminati, and then he's one of those people promoting this name nonsense, Then I think more of the puzzle pieces falls together. So Roman agents is absolutely out there. There's and it's interesting how the flat earth nonsense just it's like a lot of people just got the it seems like the command to promote flat earth. It's just weird how these different people just began to promote this on the same time, on so many levels, when there was actually some real research from satellites, data from satellites that was very interesting, and yet then you see flat earth being promoted. It's interesting that so in regards to the name, it's again, I don't know why people would be running from the name Jehovah. It seems like everything else than Jehovah is okay, It's like the same thing with the Antichrist, right? Everything else than the Antichrist is A-okay. If you focus on the real Antichrist, then you get a lot of heat. Same thing with the name of Jehovah. When you point out that this is not true, then you get a lot of heat. Or people banning you. That's another. Of course, I don't really, have much interest, I guess, in talking to flat earths and flat earth in any case. But it's just interesting that people that looks for the truth, say they are looking for the truth, and then just running, with this nonsense. I'm just curious, and I fell for it as well, for some time. In regards to the name of Yahuah. But again, when you figure out that it's not true, you have to go where the truth leads you. So. But yeah, it's sad to hear that he's dead. It's very sad. Still don't understand, in regards of, I guess it's hard to again, it's hard to figure out in regards of, because you can learn things from people that, and then they inject this poison into it, and yeah, it's and of course the Jesuits, are taught to, be like, whatever Protestants, yet then they can be told to, teach a specific way, and inject this doctrine into the rest of that teaching that might be correct, and yet they inject this nonsense. So, but yeah, that's sad to see that he died, because but when you just look on the YouTube, you also see all these different people with so many different names, and you just have these multiple ways of saying the name, when we just have one foundational name that has historically been accepted by Jews, accepted by the Western world, it's and then just reject that as false. That's that's sad. Anyway, so it's just interesting, right? You that you can nearly be accepted by any other name, as long as you're not using the name Jehovah, then it's a problem. Anyway, I don't know if there's anything else. The 16 sources from Jewish sources, the 2 Jews, and why do I pick on these sources specifically is because that the idea that is a Western invention, and I see I need to, but anyway, that is an Western invention in regards to the name Jehovah, and that it's from, because of using the Nikuts of Adonai. But again, if you look at the Nikuts of Adonai, look at I think it's the first one, it's not the same. So any case, and then we have 16 Jewish sources at least. We have one from a Christian as well. We have, in the Danish Christian, we have the other from the scholar. That's 18 witnesses on the name of Jehovah from Jews. And there's probably more out there, but, it's pretty heavy in regards to the evidence, It's interesting seeing those Jews talking that Nehemiah has of sources, It's like, don't say it to anyone, and the response is, yeah, I know the name of God. You don't need to, like showing off that, yeah, I already, I know that, just, anyway, you need to read them for yourself, It's very interesting sources that he found for sure. 16 Jewish sources. And again, I don't know if he released the book yet. I would have liked to have, although I don't recall if I actually put the sources on my Facebook wall before I got banned. in regard to those sources. I can't remember. He had some great stuff for sure. Just sad that you need to donate to get the information. Anyway, so anyway, I was kicked out, and apparently they sent the donation back to me. So I just wanted a specific question answered. So anyway, so that's all for me. I don't know. It's just it is, I guess, what it is. That was pretty much on Gap that I found some of these people. I just yeah, and the flat Earth. It's just, all these theories. These. Yeah. Anyway, take care, all of you. May Jehovah be with you, and Yeshua, most precious pearl, and the Spirit of truth be in us all. Amen. I don't think I have much more. No one is going to see this. Well, very few are probably going to see this anyway. That's just how it is.